Hello, welcome to Know Thyself. I'm Ina, and today I bring you what I think is a really exciting idea that I'm hoping more people participate in because this is so fun. So I watched Anna's video this morning, and I thought to myself, oh yes, I need to jump on this right away. I need to do this. I'm so excited. I can barely contain myself or speak because this is such a fun idea. I believe Lisa Perez also did this a few years ago, and I'll link all the relevant videos down below in the description box so that you can go watch those as well. But yeah, this is gonna be a ride. This is gonna be quite a ride in more than a few ways. So speaking of, if you notice any shakiness, I am sitting on my bedroom floor, and so my usual setup is already quite unstable as it is, but it's going to be especially wobbly today. So again, sorry for the sound of, I don't have any like sound isolation, so there's going to be, there's just going to be background noise. There's going to be cars and people. So yeah, I'm hoping that adds to the ambience rather than having that detract from it. Let's just pretend I'm a hard-boiled detective and this is like a noir. And that just adds to the ambience. I'm in my city office, and let's just pretend, okay? Let's pretend. This is a whole thing. This is a whole big pretend game. And I'm so like I'm thrilled that I get permission to just play with the tarot. So what this consists of is basically playing Clue but with tarot. So I'll give you the basic rundown of how this is going to work. So first you put aside the death card of your chosen deck. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot to mention, I'm so scatterbrained. So the deck, I thought this was I thought, oh yes, this is one for the Dream Keepers. This is the Dream Keepers tarot. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to bring it out. I mean, I already had it out because of spooky season. This season is perfect for it. But I thought this was it. This was its moment to shine. And yeah, okay, so now, basic rundown. I've added a few elements, so I'll go into what those are in a minute. But I've set aside death, as you can probably see, and I'll go into why in a second. So I have 5 piles in front of me, not including the lenormand. And each one represents a different court, or a different family, if you will. So we have the pentacles, the cups, the wands, and the swords. And then in the middle we have the aces, so the 4 aces. And basically this is going to determine our murder weapon. So if we get wands, it means the victim was shot. If we get pentacles, it means they were hit with a blunt object. If we get swords, it means they were stabbed. And if we get cups, it means they were poisoned. So that's the basic rundown. That's the basic jimmy of it. Yeah, so we have death set aside, and I'll explain why. We have the major arcana here. So what I have to do is select the victim. That sounds so morbid. Select the victim from this pile, major arcana. So I did have to exclude death because this is the card that we're going to use right at the end to find out who the killer, the whodunit. So we're going to shuffle this deck first, and we're going to determine who the victim was. Then we're going to shuffle this one, and this is going to determine who we're going to interrogate, so which court family we're going to interrogate. and what the murder weapon was. And then I added a couple more elements in this. So Anna, for example, what she did was give like 2 cards per pile as a kind of like a motive. So I thought I'd do those 2 cards, and then I'd also add an extra card, so a Lenormand style, well, you know, a Lenormand, not a Lenormand style, a Lenormand card to link those 2 cards together. And at the end, depending on who the killer turns out to be, I will find a way of connecting or linking the 3 cards together. So I have to use those 3 cards to map out a story of what happened, a motive, you know, everything really. And then, oh yeah, of course, so I separated the Lenormand into 2 piles because I thought this would be interesting. This pile we'll use for the, you know, as part of the motive or story, if you will. And then this pile we will use to determine the location. So I want to make this as similar as possible to Clue. So we will use this pile, what I consider to be locations of sorts in the Lenormand. So we have a house, we have a tree, so, you know, under a tree or near a tree. We have a ship, we have a tower, we have a road, we have a mountain, and finally we have a garden. So I just wanted to bring in more more direct references to Clue. This of course doesn't affect the actual, you know, I guess the actual bulk of the gameplay, but I did want to include this because I just want more details. I just wanted to make it more immersive. I wanted to make it more of an immersive experience for me. So, oh, and yes, final detail, the dice. So I will roll the dice to determine how many times the victim was either shot, stabbed, hit, or poisoned. In the case of poison, it's going to be the drops of poison that were used, how many drops of poison were used to poison the victim, right? I hope that more or less makes sense. Because, you know, once you're poisoned, you're dead. So, yeah, it's just, again, adding little details like that just make it a more immersive experience. So let's find out who the victim was. Okay, so we're going to shuffle our major arcana, and we're going to find out who was the victim. Who was the victim? Who was the victim? Who was the victim? Okay, let's cut it here and take this one if you like it. The devil. Oh, interesting. Okay. So maybe I hate to say this because it sounds so bad, but maybe the victim had it coming. Don't know. Okay, the devil was the victim. The devil has been killed. Okay, so let's set that here. Okay, and then at the end we'll put the death card back into this and we'll shuffle it, and that way we'll determine who the killer really was. Okay, now let's find out who our suspects are. Let's take the aces, so the murder weapons in this case, and oh, I mean, I can't really shuffle this because it's 4 cards, so let's just do the best that we can. Okay, I'm just gonna intuitively pick one. Let's see. Okay, I'm feeling this one. I don't know. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So I actually did like a trial run before I filmed this because I just wanted to like work out the, you know, I wanted to work out the details of it. I wanted to see, and I also got the pentacles in that in that session. So the pentacles again. Okay. Well, guilty twice. I don't know. That's just, yeah, I don't know how to finish that sentence. Okay, so let's set these aside as well. So we know now that a blunt object was used. Okay. Blunt object was used to kill the victim, and our suspects that we will be interrogating, of course we are interrogating them, will be the page. Let's see. Okay. The page of pentacles. Okay. The knight of pentacles. The queen of pentacles. And of course the king of pentacles. So these are our murder suspects. Okay. Now let's look at where it happened. The where. Okay, so we have our lenormand locations, I guess, of sorts. Let's find out where it happened. That might give us a clue. I don't know. Again, I just want to make this more like, feel like a real case. Okay, so where was the victim's body found? Where did it happen? Where did it happen? Are we feeling this? Yeah, I'm feeling this. Okay. Oh, it was the house then. Okay, it was the house. So, or, you know, a mansion in this case. That fits perfectly for clue, I think. So the devil was struck by a blunt object, was hit over the head by a blunt object inside the manor house. Okay. So the remaining cards, as I said, we'll be using these as additional information. Okay. We'll have to link these to the tarot, the cards we pull from the deck, from this deck, and somehow relate them to the killer's motive. So that will be fun. So let's set these aside for now. Or we'll do this last. We'll pick these last. Okay. Most importantly, last but not least, how many times was the victim hit, struck? I don't know what the right term is for blunt objects, but how many times was the victim struck? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? 8 times. Wow, that's that's brutal. Okay, so the devil was struck by a blunt object 8 times inside the manor. Okay, so let's interrogate our suspects. Murder suspects. Let's move this a little bit to the right. Okay. So what I saw Anna do was pull 2 cards from the minors for each. So let's do that. What's this again? Okay, so these are the, okay. And then these are the rest of the court cards. So I'm gonna put these to the side. Okay, just so I don't get confused on what's what. Okay, so let's ask the page then. What motives could the page have? I like that the page is holding like a skeletal, like two skeletal remains of animals. The snake and I guess maybe a raven of some sort. A raven or a crow. I think it's too big to be a crow. I think it's a raven. Okay, so what motives could the page have? Let's do this a little bit more. What motives did the page have? Okay, this one. Oh, ooh, that's not looking good. That's not looking good. That's, I mean, maybe the page is just really into, acupuncture. Maybe that's what this is about. You know, maybe not suspicious at all. We have yet to see. Okay, so the page, 10 of Swords. Okay, what motives could the knight have? What motives could the knight have? Okay. I'm feeling, actually, I cut this. Yeah, sure, why not? 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. I did pick this deck because of the imagery, so I'll be taking that into consideration, not just the sort of standard textbook meanings, but I'll be reading the imagery as well. 4 of Pentacles. I mean, something doesn't seem quite right here. Might be a money dispute. Who knows? Okay, so what motive could the queen have? Oh, no, we're not counting those. We're not counting the flyaways, not counting jumpers. Okay, what motive could the queen have? 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling again. Cut the deck. Oh, I don't know. Cut it again? Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Well, the queen not raising any suspicion so far. Okay. How about the king? How about the king? What motives could he have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh. This was reversed, I don't know why, but 7 of Cups. Okay, so things aren't what they seem, maybe. Choices. Illusions. Hopes and fears, I don't know. Okay, so let's move on to the second card for each of these. Okay, so the page, we got, so the page, we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, why not this one? Oh, this is page. I'm sorry, buddy. It's not. Oh, it's not looking good for you. I hate to say this, but guilt. You know, if it was them, they do at least feel some remorse. So, I mean, at least, you know, bright side. They feel guilt. Over something anyway. They're not having a good time, that's for sure. Okay, the knight, we have, yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Oh, this is interesting that we're getting cards of the same suit for each one so far, within the same suit. So we have the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, maybe it was a meticulous, very well thought out, cold killing. You know, like a cold, like a very, like a premeditated, that's it. I was looking for the word cold. Premeditated murder. Who knows? Premeditated. No, we're not counting that one. Okay, the Queen, what motives? Okay, yeah. 4 of Wands. Interesting. So the Queen so far doesn't seem to be arousing any suspicion, but you never know. You never know. You never know. All these people are pretty dodgy, pretty fishy if you ask me. Okay, so lastly the King. What motives could he have had? Oh, I'm gonna just pretend that didn't happen. Okay, I'm feeling this one. Yeah, why not? Oh, the 3 of Swords. Some potential heartbreak there. Okay, we're done with tarot, and now we're gonna pick up the Lenormand. Lenormand. I'm sorry, God. Every time I try to speak French on this channel, I feel like any French viewers I might have are just waving their fists in the air. Just shrieking at the screen. Okay, so what motive, or potentially what happened in the case of the Page? What motive could the Page... Oh, okay, let's take that. The Bear. I'll read what the descriptions say, actually. Well-being and cheer is the message when the bear is within sight. But he says, watch out carefully for malevolence, envy, and spite. Oh, I'm telling you, this Page, if he doesn't turn out to be the killer, or she rather, I don't know what to tell you. They look, maybe it's a red herring. There's always a red herring in any good murder story, murder case. There's always a good red herring. Okay, Knight. What motive could the Knight have had? What motive could the Knight have had? Okay, I'm feeling this one. Ooh, the Fox. The Fox, cunning and crafty, says, cautious you must be. Do not so carelessly trust whomever is in your vicinity. Oh, not. The Knight is a little bit getting some vibes from the Knight. Okay, so how about the Queen? If it turns out to be the Queen, I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my hat, so to speak. It's always the ones that Okay, sure, why not? Let's just take this one. Oh, not looking good for the queen right now. Mice. Mice come to tell you something, a story of a theft they narrate. Maybe you will get your stolen things back, and maybe it's already too late. Okay. Interesting. Lastly, the king. What motives could the king have had? Should we take that? Sure, let's take that. Birds. We can't all animals so far. It's interesting. Okay, a short-lived sorrow. Ooh. A short-lived sorrow announced the birds that are flying very near. If they are far from you, however, your travels will be full of cheer. Interesting. Gossip, maybe. Okay, so we're done with the Lenormand portion. Okay. So, now on to the juicy part of the story. We're gonna find out who the real killer is. Okay. So, we're gonna take death. I was thinking this earlier. Every time I get death from this deck in particular, oh, please. Every time I get it from this deck, I think it's a very Laura Palmer-esque death card, isn't it? I like it though. I really do like this. I love this deck. I really love this deck. I think it's in my top 5 for sure, and it's really good for it's just good. It's just an amazing deck, but it's really good for I think spirit work, ancestor work, which I think makes it very, very fitting for this for this game. Okay, so let's take our mages and let's pop Death back in there and shuffle. I'm gonna shuffle. Should probably shuffle a lot. Shuffle. To shuffle really, really well, because yeah. Oh, I love how I was just grabbing onto one card there for a moment. Great shuffling. Great shuffling. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. Just tap. I don't know for what, for good luck, I guess. Okay, moment of truth. Who done it? Was it the page? No? Okay. So far, so good. Was it the knight? No. Okay. Was it the queen? The queen is... You never know. You never know. Was it the king? Okay. Next round then. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I'm I'm actually like anxious. I'm anticipating. Okay. Was it the page? No. Was it the knight? No. Was it the queen? No. Was it the king? It was the king! It was the king. Okay, I kind of have a story. So let me let me just let me just gather my thoughts, but I think I kind of have a story. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna disregard the hermit, as this was not part of the original three cards for the motive. So we'll put this aside. So the king and the devil. I think it's quite obvious what happened here. I think you can even see it in you can even see it in the cards themselves. So the king and the devil were quite happy together until this bitch until this other third party came along and broke his heart. Really did. He had never felt so much betrayal in his life. I think it's quite clear from this card as well. This, for me, confirms there was some kind of liaison between them. But of course, gossip was starting to get out. So this relationship that the king had with the devil was very hush-hush. So of course he couldn't make a huge fuss about it publicly anyway. So he didn't want people talking. He wanted the people to stop talking about it. And he thought he'd take matters into his own hands. So one day, he, innocently asked the devil over for just an innocent, tete-a-tete at his manor. Oh, look, even the house has a king. So the corresponding playing card association is the King of Hearts. That is really interesting. Okay, so he invited the devil over. Devil not suspecting a thing, and the king I couldn't think for a moment there. The king struck the devil over the head with a blunt object, probably this huge coin. It's a solid coin, guys. It looks maybe deceiving, but this is this is solid gold. He struck the devil over the head with it, ending the affair for if saying ending both relationships, saying, if I can't have you, no one will, or no one can. And that's the story, guys. That's the story of how the King of Pentacles killed the devil. Who would have thought? Anyway, guys, that was so fun. Like, I was... Whew. Okay. I really encourage all of you to participate if you want to. This is such a fun way to just join in and not have to think about it too much and just play. Sorry about the background noise, as I said. Let's just ignore it. But yeah, this is a really fun way to just play with the cards without having to think about it too much, and also kind of using your intuition to string a story together with what you have, or just getting creative, being playful with the tarot. I think sometimes we get very serious with it, or at least I get very serious with tarot, and I think this is a really fun way to disconnect you know, and to just play. Because that's what tarot kind of is at the end of the day. It's just kind of playing with cards, not to, you know, devalue it or anything. But yeah, that's, yeah. So that was my murder mystery case, my tarot murder mystery. And yeah, I really encourage all of you to go watch Anna's video, of course. Go watch Lisa Prepares. I'll also link the 2 other videos that Anna linked in her description. Can't remember them right now, I'm so sorry, but I'll link them. Please go watch them. And yeah. Okay. Until next time. Bye.